Well, welcome back to Mr. Obsolete's Vintage Homesteading. Today we're going to talk about and do a couple of things. One of them we're going to be doing is talking about the saws that we got here a while back, May 25th of this year, 2022. Mr. C cleaned up his dad's shed and yard and stuff, and his too, and had a pile of stuff in the back of his truck and decided to go for a drive. When he's on the highway, he took the wrong turn. He was supposed to go at the dump, but he made the wrong turn and showed up here and dumped it off. So anyway, I'm going to go through the saws that he gave us and talk about. We're going to be going through them one at a time as I get time to work on them. So the first one we did was the wood shark, or as I call it, the wood carp, because it's a bottom feeder sucker saw. But anyway, we've got most stuff fixed on it. I got to take it out and do some more cutting with it, but the weather's been so dry and stuff, I just don't want to get out and do the cutting quite yet. But I did a few upgrades and stuff, and I'll put up a list of videos to watch talking about the different saws here when I get through talking about the saws altogether. The thing I just did is put a new non-safety chain on it, because when I was using it cutting sideways with that terrible chain that I had on it was a full safety chain with really high guide rails or breakers, and it just flipped the chain off. So anyway, chain should stay on it now. I put a new fuel cap on it because it wasn't venting, and made a better air filter and a bunch of stuff. But there again, I'll put a list of videos up. So anyway, this is the first saw that I got running out of the pile. And the second one here is this little Frontier. This is kind of a neat little saw. Had never had one before. All the years I've been fiddling around with saws, and so Mr. C had this and dumped it off too. Had to fix the ignition switch and replace a few parts, and I just give it the regular go through. But there again, we got a couple of videos I'll list showing it in operation. So that's a nice little saw. This one, the Homelite Super Easy automatic, and I just got it running, and it seems to run really good. It's funny how Homelites have such a sharp pitch to the exhaust. This thing, for a little bitty saw, sounds like it's a giant 1100cc saw or something. But anyway, just kidding. But anyway, it's got some nice features. It had a brand new full 3/8 chain on it. And actually the dogs here are actually bolt-on. The other saws, most of them have them cast onto the front cover. This is about 41cc. So it'll be interesting to get out and work with it a bit. But when I first got it, I pulled it through and it didn't have very good compression. So I thought, well, I'll use my magic elixir in it, which I did, and it brought it up a little bit. But after working on the saw, I found out it's got a compression release on it, and it had been sticking a little bit. So anyway, it's kind of an interesting feature for such a small saw. And this one is an unusual saw in that it has a full wrap handle, because almost no small saw had that. Then on the exhaust here, it's got a great big cover to protect the muffler. So another unusual piece, and I think they were designed probably for people in the West Coast, maybe particularly in the Pacific Northwest, where full wrap handles are the norm for just about anything. So anyway, as soon as we get a little bit of moisture, we'll take this out and do a video of it running. We also have another one over here, but this one had some problems. This one, the rear handle is broken and a few things, and the carburetor's junk on it, but the power head's still good, so I may try and save it at some time. Mr. C was telling me that his grandfather got that as a present when he retired from working in the trucking industry for many years. Well, the next saw I haven't worked on yet. There again, I just have to have time to work on them, but it's an XL2 automatic, a little bitty rascal. Got a little bitty 1/4" pitch chain. And anyway, it's kind of a different little saw. Top handle saw. The thing is, got two triggers for the throttle, one back here, one here, so you can use it like this, or if you're using it as a top handle up in the trees and stuff, you can run the throttle up here. That's kind of a neat, interesting idea. The last one doesn't really have a model number on it. This is Homelite chainsaw, and it's a late model one, 16-inch. It's got a 3/8 low profile chain on it, but it's got a huge rakers on it here for safety chains, so with this chain on it wouldn't cut for beans. But the thing that's odd about this saw is everything, the case here, handle, everything is all plastic, where all the others are all metal. And has little cast dogs here in the front that are even plastic, which pretty cheeso. But anyway, it says Homelite quality products since 1921. I'm just wondering when they went wrong. So anyway, we'll get it running and see what it does. Might surprise me. But anyway, we'll put up a list of the videos on the saws that we have running and working so far. And then we're going to go out and do some lawn mowing. So we'll see you soon here. Vintage is best. Well, we're out here to mow the front yard lawn / weed patch with our SunBeam electric 18-inch lawnmower. Talked about in our last video. So anyway, slick, eh? Well, we got the lawn mowed. This little mower does a really good job. It's just slightly underpowered, but one thing I really like about it is the dual discharge chutes on it. So when you're mowing, it blasts all the junk out of the way. And this beautiful front lawn / weed patch we have here. Anyway, we have one other electric lawnmower we'll get out and show you at some point in the future, and a couple other vintage things coming up. But anyway, remember, vintage is best, and we'll see you on the next exciting video.